Hello, welcome to Mystic Winds. This is a reading for Sagittarius, the Sagittarius Collective. Sagittarius. I actually was planning on early doing a love reading for Aries. I might do that after this. Then I thought, why not? Actually, when did I last do a reading for Sagittarius? Now that I'm here, I'm curious. I do want to make sure I didn't do it too recently because I'm trying to do all the signs on my own slow timetable here. It looks like I did Aries last 5 months ago, a while. Done Sagittarius readings prior to that. I did it 1 month ago. And the last one I did before that was 10 months ago. We can do this for Sagittarius. Are we in Sagittarius season? We are in Sagittarius season, right? Scorpio season ended last week. We are in Sagittarius season. Sagittarius are all birthday boys and birthday girls who are gifted to share life with us. So welcome to your season, Sagittarius. Here is my birthday present for you. Sagittarius, if you appreciate, oh, thank you. If you appreciate my time, yes, give me a thumbs up. Especially if you would like to see more of these types of readings. They actually take a little chunk of time. I won't be time stamping this, but essentially Sagittarius first reading will be a general reading on love, whatever comes out. Second part of the reading is going to be the 12 zodiac sign breakdown, or as much energy as I have to get through them. We'll see. If you want to jump ahead, the first reading usually is about 20 minutes. Maybe sometimes it's a little more, but you can jump around from there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say, Sagittarius. Anything I want to say? More? I don't think so. Of course, you know the whole take it as it resonates and blah, 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 whatever. Shall we just jump right into it? A love reading for Sagittarius. What do I have for you? I have 6 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, something close to your heart, Sagittarius, someone close to someone's heart. Someone is all up in their feelings, and also, too, I'd say in this energy, a little protective. We did just recently end out Scorpio season 2. If we were starting to talk about timing that's coming up here. Queen of Pentacles, I do read as Capricorn energy. 10 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Ace of Cups, but it doesn't change the original meaning that has started to pop up here, Sagittarius. What is close to your heart that you have been protecting, nurturing, caring for, or close to someone's heart in your energy, Sagittarius? This is an investment, Sagittarius, an investment that's worth it. Something worth protecting, something worth caring for, something worth protecting. Protecting your heart and those in it, Sagittarius. So we have a Six of Cups, Eight of Swords, Sagittarius. Eight of Swords means whoever is being kept close to the other's heart, they're not aware of it. There's a separation between that which you or someone, that which someone is protecting. I don't know yet who. Energy could go either way. Thank you for the like, but we're just going to see first what we have. But definitely whoever is in the energy of protecting a love that has been invested in, I would say the true impact of how much that person cares isn't exactly known, but maybe that person just doesn't communicate that, in addition to maybe that person hasn't been, well, as demonstrative as they could be, as vocal as they could be. Maybe too in this energy, Sagittarius, you know how sometimes, well, you could be lonely by yourself. You can also be lonely in the company of another. Then we have a Nine of Cups. I really do think in this energy, it's not knowing how deeply another feels. Probably too, because whoever is in this Eight of Swords energy, used to being independent. Here's someone too, possibly in this energy, would prefer to demonstrate how they feel more by action. Maybe they would need some very obvious action to convey that, but this is probably not communicated that well. We also have Two of Swords, definitely not communicated well, Sagittarius. Emperor. Okay, Sagittarius, if this is a new person, I don't know if it's a new person. This doesn't really feel quite new. It feels like somebody in your energy, Sagittarius, someone who you have already been in. As I said, there was an investment made. Energies that are starting to come here, Sagittarius. I have Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini, Libra, and Aries. I read my King of Cups as Pisces, if I was to call that out again. Taurus, and then Libra. If we were to dig a little bit more, I will say that eights could be significant, as eights have already started to pop up. But what I also have is that which you're unaware of. With the eights of swords, eights of pentacles, stuff is being done in the background. Stuff has always been done around, but without someone knowing about it, without someone knowing how they feel. King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Sagittarius, someone who you have had a connection with, feels deeply about you, and is unable, Sagittarius, to convey that. Could the roles be reversed? Well, they could be. For the sake of reading right now until I get something more definite, I'll choose a narrative. And that's what I have here, is a Sagittarius, someone who considers your relationship precious. And yet, for whatever reason, Sagittarius, they made a stand, they made a stance. They set up some boundaries, set up some rules. If you ask me, though, with the Eight of Pentacles in here, the rules that they set up was really nothing more than to give them more time, Sagittarius, to come into their agency, into their own self, so that they could become more openly, well, more healthy in how they expressed love and affection. Love and affection is there. But how is that conveyed? Let's take a little closer look at this. Is this unrequited love? I don't quite think so. This is someone who you know, someone who you shared history with. If you are in contact with this person, I don't quite see it going swimmingly. But let's go and see some more. Let's check out Emperor first. It's the most active energy we have. Emperor gets a King of Cups, Magician, Page of Wands. Emperor knows that they have to produce Sagittarius. There's expectations here, Emperor and Queen of Swords here. Tells me there's expectations of what they have to do, what they have to provide. Sagittarius, one person do not give to the extent of another. And that's probably why Sagittarius, the relationship was cut off. Somebody was over giving themselves, overextending themselves. It wasn't fair. And yet Sagittarius with Emperor, all this masculine energy too, I will say. Yeah, they definitely did not. First of all, with the male energy here, this means that one party gave more than another. One person gave, the other person received. And the energy that received, perhaps now Sagittarius are in a position to now give, because what I have here with under Emperor energy is someone who knows what they have to do and is committed to it. Now this person has the ability to share themselves. That's essentially what this is. Share themselves and make it known. Here's someone seeking a fresh start. Here's someone who's working everything they can to create a fresh start. Emperor energy probably means this person should be more striking to you than they were previously. They've been working on fixing themselves after all. They've been working on bettering themselves, just not their inside, but their outside too. Two of Swords gets a Nine of Pentacles. Comfortable in one's own space. Another 8 slid out there with 8 of Cups. I was going to choose Page of Pentacles. Well, there was an ending, because ultimately what was being provided you felt was never going to happen. What drawn out energy, Sagittarius, this person, there was lots of disagreements here. Lots of disagreements, how you wanted to live life and also too how you want to build that life. No consensus for that. All fire too, Sagittarius. 2 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Temperance. Both of those are Sagittarius energy. You gave them time to go and pull their act together. And you waited ultimately until you realized that it was time for you to start investing in yourself. Oops. My cards just turned over a little bit. Let me fold these cards back before I get into the ones I just pulled. Energies here. Well, I have a lot of fire here, lots of Aries. And some other fire, but lots of Aries, lots of air, lots of fire. 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Although there was an end, let me say that end was beneficial, probably both of you. Not being around each other had you going back to your power, also had them discovering. Do I say rediscovering? I don't want to say rediscovering. This person in this energy has discovered their power. They've discovered how to share and how to convey that to another. Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. I have 2 singular entities, Sagittarius, that have gotten comfortable in their own skin, in their own self, in their own wants, in their own needs, in their own priorities. And as one is in their own priorities, I do have an offer being made. Prepared now to go and make an offer that should have been made sooner. Sagittarius, I have obviously a past person energy here. When I pull on the love, I do leave that open. Sometimes it's new, sometimes it's someone you know. So I have a King of Pentacles. Two things can be going on with this 8 of Swords, Sagittarius. One could be fate will catch you by surprise for a reunion you don't anticipate. Fate could also give you a choice. Do you pick up the pieces with someone from the past, Sagittarius, or do you move forward? All I know with King of Swords and King of Pentacles and the World, I have somebody here who's determined to commit, determined to be your counterpart, determined to make the necessary moves and necessary movements that shows that they care. If they get the opportunity to, if you're receptive to it. Sagittarius, I cannot tell in this energy their emotional state other than they feel for you. But what I can tell is that how this person has behaved will be different. This person has been moving different. The question is, in this energy, Sagittarius, would they fall back? Thank you for the like. Would they fall back into old patterns? Once comfortable. Because all I can tell is that this person holds a lot of affection for you. And because of that affection, and because of the fact, too, that both of you are closed off from each other and walking your own unique paths in life, and the fear that that door is shut forever, I have somebody coming back. And the only thing I could say is that this person is going to make an effort to show that. That's all the energy that I'm getting in here. Somebody has been changing themselves precisely for Sagittarius. Another chance with you, another meaningful chance. But it's like in this energy, Sagittarius, they've been focusing so much on creating that second opportunity with you that they haven't really paid attention to what happens if you were to give them another chance. They haven't thought that far, or at least their energy here isn't relaying that. Here's someone, Sagittarius, who wants a redemption with you. And Sagittarius, that's all they're focused on. In this energy, they want redemption. They've made changes in their own life, yes. But how, Sagittarius? Let's say, Sagittarius, if you were to go and be cordial to them at the very least, be friendly to them at the very least, see if and how they changed at the very least, Sagittarius, then what? This person, Sagittarius, hasn't thought that far. So that's my caveat that I have here. Sagittarius, let's go and check out that second part of the reading. Let's go and check out the 12 zodiac signs and how they are towards you. Sagittarius, I'm going to get some water beforehand, so give me a minute or two and then we'll pick it up. I'll be back in a second. All right. Sagittarius, let's go and take a look at the 12 zodiac sign breakdown. Shall we start off with fire? Shall we start off with Aries? Aries, the reading I was going to do to begin with. We'll do that. Sagittarius, if an Aries, I guess I should say for these readings, they are, well, they're love readings. Not necessarily passion energy, but love readings. With these readings that I'm about to do, I see them also applying to friendship in addition to romantic interest. I feel like there's more I could say about it, but I forgot. Anyway, it could be someone that you know, someone who you'll meet. You may or may not be talking to them. If it is someone who you know, we'll see. Sagittarius, now let's go and find out you and Aries. How is Aries towards you? I have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, accompanied by a 2 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles. Lots of Capricorn energy here. Sagittarius, if you're dealing with an Aries could be reaching out to you, planning to reach out to you end of the year, beginning of the next. Also, too, I would also say, well, it depends. You have Capricorn energy yourself, Sagittarius. You could look at where Capricorn sits in your chart or their chart, and that's probably too where the feels will hit you, or the feels are hitting them. Ultimately, if you're dealing with an Aries, Sagittarius, Aries wants to work things out. Aries wants to be a part of your active life. Aries wants to be in your life. Regardless if you meet an Aries or if you have been dealing with one, new energy or old, doesn't matter. Aries wants to be part of your life, part of your daily routine. They want to be a present force. Interesting energy. If you are dealing with, if a Sagittarius, fellow Sagittarius for Sagittarius is considering you, Sagittarius, Okay, Sagittarius, if you've been dealing with a Sagittarius, a fellow Sagittarius, I wonder if one of you has much true to that main reading that we just did. If someone put on the brakes, put up boundaries between you and them. Someone did. Someone took a step back. Someone said, wait a second. Someone wanted to protect their own space and is in healing. And they are really rehashing the Sagittarius, where the past has gotten them, where their emotional attachment with you has gotten them, and where do they want to take it from here. Sagittarius, if you have been dealing with a Sagittarius, that Sagittarius is going to put their own self as front and foremost priority. If Sagittarius does deal with you in this energy, it's going to be very cursory, very surface level, nothing, just kind of doing the motions, kind of politeness type of thing, but nothing really significant. Because Sagittarius in this energy is protecting themselves a lot. Sagittarius will be gracious, but will keep up some pretty strong boundaries. And if you're dealing with or if you meet a Sagittarius in this energy, Sagittarius, a fellow Sagittarius, I wouldn't really expect anything significant from Sagittarius right now if you meet one. If you meet a Sagittarius, understand that for anything significant to come about, you're going to have to go and give that Sagittarius time, because that Sagittarius is, again, same thing. They're rebuilding and protecting their core. Anything that affects their core, could be positive or negative, doesn't matter. Anything that affects their core that doesn't come from their own self, Sagittarius could push out. Let's check out Leo. Is a Leo on your mind, Sagittarius? If you meet a Leo, 5 of Wands came out, Sagittarius, not my intention. 10 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. So here, 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands is Leo energy, 6 of Wands is Leo energy. If you've been dealing with a Leo, I wouldn't really expect anything constructive from Leo right now. Leo is not so much in the energy of working together right now. Leo kind of has been there, done that, and now Leo wants to take control. No working together. Leo wants to lead. Leo wants to lead, and Leo feels they have to lead. Leo's also become disillusioned with something a whole lot. That's in general, regardless if you meet one, if you deal with one. Leo's a free agent right now. what Leo has been tying themselves to previously. They're over it. They could be in this energy seeking new things to tie themselves to, but they're also just kind of above it all and looking at that which they have struggled at before with and that which others are struggling with. Detached. If you are dealing with a Leo or meet a Leo, I would keep Leo as a friend, because Leo right now lost something important to them with Hierophant and Ten of Swords. They lost a core rock inside of them, and Leo has to go and build that up again for them internally in order for them to care in a significant way, to share in a significant way. Leo, I would not touch per se in that energy, because Leo's rather cavalier right now. I want one more drink of water, then we'll go on to the next sign. Shall we go on to water? Sagittarius. If a Pisces is on your sign, if a Pisces is on your mind, Sagittarius, what is a Pisces for Sagittarius? Four of Swords. Sagittarius, if you are dealing with a Pisces, what has Pisces been doing, Sagittarius? What has Pisces been going through, Sagittarius? Tower, Two of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. I am exhausted, Sagittarius, just by looking at it. But Pisces, regardless if you meet a Pisces or if you're dealing with a Pisces, Pisces has been going through some pretty high level stuff. Pisces, if I was to use a Spanish word, has been going through some miserales stuff. Oi, if I was to use a Jewish word, oi. Yeah, Pisces has been going through it, Sagittarius. I don't know about Pisces, at least the energy of Pisces that I'm getting through. Pisces has been going through crap, excuse my language. And Pisces has been above it, rising above the crap. And Pisces is just catching their breath right now. It's like in this energy, Pisces went through a whole bunch of stuff by themselves on their own energy, no support from others. And Pisces has accepted that, but Pisces is also in this very ultra independent energy. Pisces is going to place their own interest before anything else. And Pisces just came out of a piranha's pool, a viper den. I don't know, Pisces just came out of something intense. Quiet, Manus. She says, oh, I'm not going to be quiet. I am cat. I go meow. Well, no, she goes like, whoa, like that. Not quite a meow. But they're the meows that I get to listen to. They're groans. She literally gives me groans. That's what she does. They're not little cute chirp cat meows. She goes, I am being ignored. Anyway, yeah. So essentially, Sagittarius, if you're dealing with a Pisces or if you meet a Pisces, Pisces is very independent. Pisces went through a whole lot of stuff and they got through it on their own. Pisces is not going to be so willing to go and share, so easy to share, especially when they just swallowed a whole bunch of nasty and got through that nasty by themselves. Let's check out Cancer. A Cancer for a Sagittarius. How is that Cancer towards you, Sagittarius? Page of Swords. Cancer will be direct. Cancer will have a final line. Okay. If you're dealing with a Pisces, Sagittarius, that Cancer very well either has moved on or could want very specific things from you. I don't feel in this energy Cancer would necessarily tell you what those specific things are, but if you contacted Cancer, Sagittarius, Cancer would tell you. I don't know if those very specific things they would want would be things that you could deliver, because this is very guarded energy, Sagittarius. Almost cruel energy, Sagittarius. You know, it's like in this energy, Cancer got disappointed in some huge way. Cancer got disappointed. May not even have nothing to do with you, Sagittarius. They just got disappointed in a really huge way. And I think something that they anticipated, they've had to let go of. Understand that that won't happen. And so Cancer is seeing what else can they produce? What new dreams can they create? That's essentially Cancer's attitude. And I feel like with Cancer, Cancer is going to be very direct. Cancer has some very firm things that they want to see. Cancer should communicate that very clearly. Sagittarius, if you give Cancer the chance to, and you can decide where to take it from there. That's Cancer's energy. Let's check out Scorpio. A Scorpio for a Sagittarius. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. 7. Well, Sagittarius, if you're asking me, I would say probably Scorpio's energy is the easiest out of all the water signs right now. But Scorpio is complicated too. 7s may be significant, but this also tells me that Scorpio has a lot of things that they need to address. And that Scorpio can only address those things one at a time. Scorpio has a lot of things to do, and they can only do a few things at a time. Scorpio energy is a lot lighter than Pisces and Cancer, but Scorpio could honestly be too busy to really do anything of note at this time. You'd have to give Scorpio time, because right now Scorpio doesn't really have much capacity to give. They can give somewhat, but as I said, Scorpio has, I'm not going to call it baggage, but Scorpio has a list, a to-do list, and that list is big. Let's go on to the next signs. We did fire, we did water. We'll do earth. Let's do Virgo. A Virgo for Sagittarius. What do I have? I have Three of Cups. Three of Cups and all these other cards pop up, right? Well, we'll see. Three of Cups gets a Four of... Ooh. Do you have a Virgo on your mind, Sagittarius? If you had a Virgo on your mind, that Virgo, well, someone's been on each other's mind for a long time. And also, too, no matter what was going on, situations, circumstances just weren't aligning up. But essentially, in this energy, Sagittarius, Virgo really, really, really likes you, Sagittarius. Regardless if you meet a Virgo, if you're dealing with a Virgo. If you meet a Virgo, something about that Virgo, something about you to that Virgo will feel very, very familiar. You and Virgo should get along great. You and Virgo should have a lot of fun. You and Virgo should be able to create something special, a special type of relationship. Somebody, if you meet a Virgo, could be wondering, worrying, where does this all go? Where does this lead to? I don't know who would be in that energy. Somebody would probably want some firm assurances about where it would all go, while the other Sagittarius would be content with focusing on the present and making sure the present relationship was healthy. So there could be a little contention around that. But ultimately, you and Virgo I see as, well, someone who could grow into your life partner. I have lots of counterpart cards here. And I also have the dedication to make things work, to put in the effort and the emotional intelligence to invest in that as well. A little melancholy energy there with you and Virgo, but very sweet nonetheless. Or at least wanting it to be sweet and loving. If you wanted to go and think of an energy between you and Virgo, Sagittarius, you know, bunnies. Have you ever looked at a little bunny's nose, Sagittarius? The way the little bunny nose twitches. Do you think that's cute, Sagittarius? I think that's cute. That's kind of the energy I see between you and Virgo. Little bunny nose twitches. How cute. Anyway, I think it's, as I said, a little skittish, but ultimately very sweet. All right, let's check out the next sign. Taurus. Sagittarius, a Taurus for you. What do I have for you and Taurus? If you're dealing with a Taurus, if you meet a Taurus, Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. Now the attraction is there, Sagittarius. What to do with that attraction? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Well, Sagittarius, I really, 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 really hope that you meet a Taurus. Because what has been going on between you and that Taurus? If you have been dealing with a Taurus, if you've been dealing with a Taurus, somebody, Sagittarius, got a huge broken heart. Ouch. Ugh. Sagittarius, if you have been dealing with a Taurus, someone sees the other as their forever person, and their forever person refused them, didn't work out. Ouchie, 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 and the pain still hurts. What miserable energy. I certainly do hope this is a new person, Sagittarius. That's miserable. If you have been dealing with a Taurus, someone got their heart broken, a Sagittarius. They want to make things better, a Sagittarius. They're wondering how to do so, Sagittarius. If you're dealing with a Taurus, Taurus has a broken heart. Taurus sees you as their forever person. Taurus wants to be with you no matter what. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Miserable energy, honestly. Heartbreak, ouch. If you are meeting a Taurus, I really hope you meet a new Taurus. Go out there and meet a Taurus. That's painful. Anyway, if you meet a Taurus, pretty much the same energy kind of stands. Taurus suffered a big heartbreak. And I hope you meet a Taurus rather than are dealing with a Taurus, because in this energy, Taurus suffered a big heartbreak, and now Taurus is ready to seek their forever person and committed to making it work. They're starting to have hope again about the future, about partnership, about love, about family. Also, too, about being with another one and establishing dreams again. Much better energy if we're dealing with a new person. Where are my little tinctures? I don't have any. I'm going to touch a plant. Even though you see this plant, Sagittarius, my cat has been eating it, even though it's toxic. My little gray and white cat. My pink nose cat. Anyway, I like plants. I'm here now so I can watch it, even though sometimes they're getting munched by my kitty cats. Giving it a little bit more active attention. Let's see our next, which actually, speaking of munching, I had this fig cutting. And with my fig cutting, my gray and white cat went and ate all the leaves off of this. Oh, I'm so upset. There were like a whole bunch of leaves on this. See, a root came out. A whole bunch of leaves on this, and he ate all the leaves off. Now I just have to wait for this one to come back. That little thing. Just speaking of cats and eating things, I'm upset. All right. Anyway, back to the readings. Who else do we have? We did Taurus, we did Virgo, we have Capricorn, and then we have air, right? Air signs. So Sagittarius, is a Capricorn on your mind? Has a Capricorn, will a Capricorn approach you? Capricorn for Sagittarius. Lovers. Immediate attraction. Your energy matches each other well, you and Capricorn. Capricorn should be quite taken with you, Sagittarius. Capricorn should think you're the whole package, Sagittarius. If anything, Capricorn, if anything, Sagittarius, that Capricorn perhaps could have hung back a little bit. Maybe Capricorn was a little hot and cold, maybe. I don't know. This energy is overall slow. Like their actions are slow and their feelings are slow, and maybe not matching their mouth, or maybe the question that they asked or the conversation that they sought, the examination Capricorn gave you, Sagittarius was just informing their actions that they wanted to go and take, and also too how they felt about you. Well, anyway, and the same thing if you meet one. In this energy, though, with Capricorn, Capricorn is smitten by you. Smitten. Capricorn should be putty in your Sagittarius hands. Be kind, Sagittarius. Be kind when someone presents their super vulnerable self, like Capricorn is to you, Sagittarius. Okay. There goes all the earth signs. Now let's check out air. Let's do Gemini. Sagittarius, if you meet a Gemini, if you know a Gemini for Sagittarius, Eight of Cups. If you have been dealing with with a Gemini or a not Sagittarius, Gemini is different than they were before. Gemini is much different than they were before. Okay, regardless if you meet a Gemini or dealing with a Gemini, Sagittarius, who Gemini was in the past, they're not going back to that. Gemini has cut off a whole bunch of stuff from the past. They said, okay, been there, tried that, it sucked. And ultimately, it's not what I know I want. Gemini is making sacrifices, Sagittarius, for who they want to be and how they want to be treated. Also, too, in this energy, I think because this still smarts too much for them, Sagittarius, whatever this conflict is, that they had to accept the big loss and move forward for their own life, to find beauty in their life, to find beauty in themselves and the type of life they want to create. They're still in the process of moving. You know how sometimes even when there's certain points, like on your elbow and on your knees, if you get a bang on it, that involuntary reflex reaction of your leg going up or your elbow moving. Gemini is in reflex energy, and their reflex right now is to move. Their reflex is to keep on moving. They stayed too long in a situation trying to make it work, and ultimately it didn't. So they're still in the process of moving around. Gemini, if you're interested in a Gemini, I would give Gemini time. If you've been dealing with a Gemini, I don't know about Gemini. because Gemini is reinventing themselves. Gemini has let a lot of things go. Gemini has ate a lot of hurt. And they've accepted that, but they're not going to eat it again. If you're dealing with an Aquarius for Sagittarius, King of Swords. You and Aquarius should get along nicely. Someone's going to care a whole lot more than the other, though, underneath. But if you're dealing with an Aquarius should really, really like you. You and Aquarius should have no issue communicating, getting together, forming bonds, all that snuggle stuff. And I don't mean physical. I just mean in terms of emotion. You and Aquarius have really good energy. You match each other really well. But I will say a caveat. Aquarius will be worried about you leaving them, Sagittarius. Aquarius would be worried about who loves more, Sagittarius. Aquarius would wonder, do you, Sagittarius, love them more, or do they love you more? They would have those sorts of petty thoughts underneath a very happy, stable relationship. They could keep that buried quite efficiently too, I think. I don't think they would display that in any sort of jealousy or even nasty words or anything like that. It'd be something underneath that they wouldn't share. You and Aquarius would get along great, but Aquarius would wonder just how much you feel for them and who feels more. Oh, sensitive Aquarius. And Libra. A Libra for Sagittarius, 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords. If you have been dealing with a Libra, Sagittarius, expect that Libra to come up out of the woodworks and see if you're willing to deal with them. Libra will pop right out of the woodwork again and go, here I am, Sagittarius. Let's be friends. And I do mean that with a W in the word friends. If you meet a Sagittarius, if you meet a Libra, in this energy, Libra has Libra has cut out something. And Libra is quite single. Libra has been quite single. Libra is going to resurrect their social life with you, Sagittarius. Libra wants to have fun. Libra wants to see color in their life again, Sagittarius. Libra is going to approach you to see what shades of colors, what hues will you bring to color Libra's world. All right, those are my readings. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your likes. If you're interested in seeing these readings again, let me know. If you're watching this after the fact, give me a like. Till next time, bye-bye.